I know for a fact that these two people were working together. Now, so person they did disappear. I'm still saying, why did I enter the car? Because I know that these people might be dangerous.
I've been a throw up the sex in a.
So let me know, do you guys have any experience of getting robbed or almost kidnapped or anything that you would like to share in the comment section? So saw this video like a week ago on Pamela O YouTube page. And I was like, I've actually gone through the exact same thing. I should share. Thank you, Pamela O, for sharing. This is a story of me almost getting kidnapped, robbed off my phone, and almost getting robbed. But the first one happened before I actually got robbed of my phone. So let's get into it. This happened about 5 years ago on Faithful Day. Let me just start because it seems that they pay me already. I was coming back from church. I went to church with my family. I was living with my uncle at that time. He's also like my dad. So I was living with my family at that time, and then I went to church. We attend Fountain of Life Church. They left me behind because I was attending the youth church and I was working, I was serving. We all come for first service and then I wait for second service because that's when the youth church happens. I finished at around 12, sometimes 12:30 thereabouts. And after that, I will still stay in the church, chill for a bit, talk to my friends, would gist around, snap pictures, take pictures, do videos, do content, all of those things. If you're in Nigeria, you know the how the bus system works. Left church, enter the bus from Oshodi all the way back to the house. And of course, when I get to the bus stop, so the way it works, when I get to the bus stop, I will have to come down and then trek all the way down. Sometimes I don't get bike because I usually take bike. I don't get bike to our bus stop. So from the other street, I have to now take bike from the other street to my bus stop. But of course, I didn't say bike, so I was like, okay, let me just check. Let me just take a walk. My uncle, my auntie, and my younger brothers were not home. They had gone somewhere else. An old man in a car just stopped me and said, I was asking me for direction. They were going to an orphanage. They have some things to do. They're going to an orphanage. He's a pastor. He needed to get to the orphanage, but he can't really. He doesn't really know he doesn't really know how to get there. So me, I honestly do not know places. But the place he called, I know there. I was able to okay, that's where it's going to. I was able to direct. So I was still there. I'm still giving direction. I know for a fact that these two people were working together. There's nothing you can tell me. They have to be working together because that coincidence was just suspicious. So he came and he was working, and the pastor said, "Young man, can you?" I don't know why I was still there. I honestly do not know why I stayed there for all of those drama that they were doing. He was like, "Oh, young man," no young man. He was like, "Hello." He was like, "Yeah, you. Can you come?" In my head, I'm like, okay. In my head, I kind of know where this is going. I was like, today I will see how you guys are going to do it. I want to see where this goes to. I want to see the extent of all of this. Now, so personally, they disappear. I really wanted to see how all of this was going to end. In my head, I kind of knew that, these people might be scamming and all of that stuff. I said, okay, let's see how it goes. I'll see what people want to do today. So I just indulged them. The man was saying a lot of things that the other man was like, yes, that's my father. Yes, that's what happened. He was like, oh, your father is sick. And the person that is responsible is so person from from the village and she sells rice, I mean she sells beans, I mean a gari talk. Like he sells rice, I mean she sells beans in your village, that street in your village. The man was saying, yes, yes, Pastor. Oh God. He just kept saying a lot of things that the other man was confirming. I was like, yes, Pastor, that's the thing. Yes, so how did you know? Oh God. Oh my God. This happened. Oh my Lord. Oh no, it just happened. So you are very correct, Pastor. Hmm. The man was like, oh, I'm seeing a vision for you. I'm seeing a vision for you. I was like, well, I literally said, don't worry, sir. Don't worry. I'm okay. I'm okay, sir. Don't worry. And the other man was like, you don't want to hear what the man of God has to say to you. You don't want to hear what the man of God has to say to you. I was like, I'm okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. You know, no, this man, he can see things. So he saw the things that happen in my family. Is this and that? I'm like, okay. Well, in my head, I'm like, what's the harm? You know, when I should enter into the car, I knew there was a lot of people that was there, that was around, and I'm sure maybe they're not wondering because they might think, oh, maybe this person know I know the man, so maybe that's why I'm just entering the car that just come out of nowhere. You know, this is how people just disappear. This is what happens. That before you know, they say, "Oh, we are looking for this. We are looking for this." I literally entered the car. So today, I'm still saying, why did I enter the car? Because I know that these people might be dangerous. I know that this thing is not gonna end well. It doesn't usually end well, but I still entered. What's the worst that can happen? I didn't just think that I was gonna get kidnapped. So guys, I entered the car and he started asking me some questions. And in my head, I'm like, with this question he was asking me, I knew that this man, he didn't know anything. He didn't know anything. But I still like, okay, let me just continue answering him. Let me just see where this is all going to end. In my life, I've never thought that this kind of thing will happen to me. Like, I never thought it was going to happen. Never. And he said something like, you live with your mother and father. In my head, I'm like, you're getting it wrong. But like, yeah. I just kept saying yes, 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 yes. But in my head, I knew that he was definitely getting it wrong. At that point, I've not lived with my mom and dad for like 7 years? Or thereabout. But I kept saying yes, 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 yes. Let me just let him feel like he was getting it right. He was like, oh, you guys live in a compound. You guys live alone in a compound and you have a gate. First of all, no. But I was like, yeah. He said, yeah. And there's someone your mother looks for trouble, and the person is very angry, and the person is only laying curses on you people. My head was like, no, that's not it. It's not. My mom does not look for trouble. She's more like the peacemaker in whatever situation she finds herself. She doesn't look for trouble. She doesn't look for people's trouble. She doesn't look for anybody's trouble. So man, like I was like, no, my mom does not like. I didn't tell him anything, but I know that that's just a lie. I knew immediately that he wasn't saying anything. But of course, I was like, I just played along. I literally just played along. I was like, and then he mentioned that, oh, you have two brothers and you have like three sisters. I'm like, I knew everything he was saying was just nonsense, but I just kept indulging him. And I kept saying, oh, you're right. But I just knew that was just nonsense. He wasn't right at all. It was very wrong from the beginning. He didn't even get anything right. That's the issue. I was still in the car when all of this was happening. That he would pray for me and everything would go away. Meanwhile, my now husband, which was my boyfriend then, was chatting because we did long distance and we're always talking to each other. We're always updating each other what's going on or where we are. So he was just chatting to find out what I was doing. So I was looking at my phone to like check, and they were like, "Oh, keep your phone away. People, for a man of God is talking to you, you're pressing your phone." I was like, "Oh, sorry about that." No, I'm just trying to. Also, my uncle was telling me where he kept the key, so I could get the key. So I was like, okay. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I was just trying to get information from my uncle. He was like, "Oh, I will get back to you," because I was sitting in front, while the other man was sitting at the back. That's just crazy. Like thinking about it now, like why did I do that? He kept telling things to the other guy, the other man. He kept saying, "Oh, this happened in your family. You also told him that your mother is very sick, and for her to be healed, you have to go to this woman in the village and go and beg her." She was like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ah, thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Ah, we have spent so much money. Oh, we have spent so much money on my mother, on his mother's sickness, that they've gone to everywhere. They've gone to different places. That they've even gone somewhere else." They just got going on and on and on and on and on. And then he started moving the car. I didn't. Well, that of course that's very dangerous. But I was like, "He's moving the car. Okay, okay, he's moving the car." The Holy Spirit just said, "Start speaking in tongues." And I literally just started speaking in tongues, like underneath my breath. As I was asking the whatever question they had, I just kept speaking in tongues and kept speaking in tongues, and I was just kabashing. I was just going on and on and on. They, of course, they didn't hear what I was saying, but I was speaking in tongues and under my breath. Why do we doing all those nonsense they were doing? Got to a particular place. So he said, "Oh, he was going to give me an instruction to follow." So he said he was going to give the both of us an instruction to follow, and he said the man will go first, and when the man comes back in the car, me, I will also go. So I said, "Okay." Oh yeah, he asked me if I had a paper and a pen, that he needed me to write something, and I was coming from church. I have a paper and a pen, so I wrote it. He said I should write it in two places, for the man and for me. So he wrote it down. I gave it to the man, and he was like, "Okay, the man should keep repeating these things. That he should repeat it, come down from the car, repeat it, and walk to a particular place." I said, "Okay, this is getting weirder. Like it's getting more confusing." Yeah, he did whatever I was told to do, and then he came back to the car. So he was saying the thing, came down from the car, kept saying it, and he kept moving forward. And of course, we're using the car to like go with him, like we're behind him while he moved to the front. And he got to a particular position. The man said when he gets to that particular position, that I should just stop. Now we'll come and meet him there. So that was what we did. That's what he did. And it was now my turn. The man was like, "Okay, it's your turn now. Watch you do exactly what that man did. Do you still remember the instructions, or do you want me to give you the instructions?" I was like, "Yeah, I still remember the instruction. It's fine. That I can do it," and all of those things. And then the man was like, "Okay, what you are going to do now is you're going to keep all your bags and everything, your phone in your bag." Oh, he asked if I had a phone. Because of course, he has seen me use the phone. So I asked if that was my phone, and he asked if I have any other thing in my hand. So he literally just said, "Keep everything in your bag and keep the bag in the front seat, and then come down and say and repeat what he told the man to do." Okay. He kept asking me, "Is that everything? Do I have anything else on me? If I do have anything else on me, I should put it in the bag and just and come down." In my head, I'm like, "Are you about to do that? Are you about to do that?" It was very funny because this, I've heard people go through all of this. I've heard it happen to people. And in my head, I'm like, it's never going to happen to me. It cannot happen to me. I can't fall for it. You guys, you fall for anything. That I can't fall for it. It cannot happen to me. Yada, yada, yada. But yeah, there I was. It was happening live and direct. And I was like, he. So So I told the man that, I'm sorry, sir, I don't want to continue with all of this. I don't want to continue with this anymore. I was like, no, what are you saying? I'm just saying the vision for you. I just want to have to follow this so nothing will happen to your dad. It wasn't your dad or your mom, he said. That nothing will happen to them. Because if you don't do it, something really bad will happen to them. I was still kabashing. I was still speaking in tongues. I was still speaking in tongues. Like, you guy cannot get me today. And then I carried my bag. I was like, I was just so glad that they didn't zoom off. I was just so glad that they didn't zoom off. They didn't just like, and left, They didn't zoom off and, took me with them. Because that would have been another story that I wouldn't have been here to tell. So I came down with my bag and I told the man, I'm so sorry, but I'm not doing it. I am not going through with it. I came down, carried my bag. And I was like, and I bent down in the mirror. I'm like, sir, you can still give me your email address. I can still, because I think he was also asking for donation for the orphanage I was going to. Like, you can still give me your email address. And I can still send something to you. The way this man looked at me, he was like, I beg, get out. I'm like, what did I do now? And he zoomed off and left with the other man in the car. I didn't get to where people get to. Like, if you heard Pamela's old story, I didn't get to that point. I didn't get to that position because I knew that if I'd gotten there, something else would have happened. Probably he takes everything I have with me, takes my phone, and then he just goes and zooms off. Or the worst case scenario is him taking me with him, or touching something on my head, or touching something in my, just something, anything that will make me just not think about anything or not even remember anything. So I just came down and I stood there for a minute. I was like, what just happened? I was like, Naomi, why did you just enter the car? Why did you enter the car first? So because I didn't even tell my uncle. I didn't tell him about all this. Because I felt so stupid. I felt so stupid. I was like, I'm so dumb. What just happened? And I just wanted to forget about it. And so that was my experience. It didn't get as bad as Pamela O's experience. It didn't get to that point. And I was so glad it didn't get to that point. And yeah. When I tell people that, I'm like, that's just, I'm very, very shy. Not shy. I'm always like, whenever I think about it, I'm like, God, I am so stupid. Like, they use my head. So I'm always very ashamed to say anything to anybody and tell them about that situation. But here I am today, Pamela. She kind of encouraged me to like come out and just say it. So let me know, do you guys have any experience of getting robbed or almost kidnapped or anything that you would like to share in the comment section? I'll be there. I'll be waiting for all your experiences, and let me know what experience you've had concerning all of this Nigeria and Lagos Serere, because it's just very crazy and all of those things. And please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Okay, bye. See you next time. I want to be dancing with you forever. You see through the storm.